继续探索第3章。感叹号已经出来了，那就先 talk to Muddy。Should we give Yukiya's apology letter to the most important person here? Yeah, that seems like our best bet. We already know where his desk is from when you look into the past. Would it be better to apologize personally, like saying I'm sorry? I don't think an apology would have much meaning coming from us. Besides, I'm sure Yukiya will apologize to Zena sincerely himself. The office was finally free of shouting, having said that not everything was ready for Mr. Amabishi's arrival. The employees continued to work silently with ghost-like faces. They looked exhausted, and the inspection hadn't even begun. Yes, certainly that's no problem for us at all. However, the person in charge was at his desk, so we didn't have to search for him. He was currently on the phone, however, so I decided to wait it out. The employee suddenly looked my way and seemed to lose his nerve. The person you were speaking of is here. Yes, right, excuse me. The employee ended the call and then turned to face me. You are Mr. Ayana, right? I was informed that you'd be coming. Yes, Kyosuke Ayana. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Were you just on the phone to Yukiya's Osaka from IXG? It was a little rude of me to ask, but I wanted to make sure. That's right, I was speaking to Mr. Osaka. It appeared that Yukiya had just barely found the time to phone ahead. I'm terribly sorry, but time is rather limited, so I will get to the point. Mr. Osaka asked me to come here to give you this. I took out the envelope Yukiya had given me and handed it over. An envelope? Yes, this is what I was asked to bring. He didn't say anything. He mentioned something about an apology, but I didn't really know. May I open the envelope while you are here? Sure, go ahead. He must have wanted to confirm what it was as soon as possible. To be fair, I was curious about the contents of the envelope too. What? The employee went pale at the sight of the contents of the envelope. Is something the matter? Concerned, I took a look inside the envelope. It's a check. 支票。我还以为是什么手枪，甚至是人头这种东西。不过人头也放不进信封啊，想什么呢？对，手枪也放不进信封。不过你要看你怎么定义这个信封啊，是那种很小的能放进邮筒的信封，还是那种公司那种商业的信封，大的装订的那种。Yukiya had apologized with money. There are way too many zeros. 1, 2, 3. 1 billion yen. 1 billion yen. 这1 billion 是1亿吗？1 billion 是1亿吗？10的9次方是1亿啊！1亿日元的话也就多少钱？几百万人民币，差不多吧。Well, this is quite like Yukiya, I guessing. I reckon this was the maximum show of good faith Yukiya could put on. Is it really okay to take this? That's the whole reason I came here. Please go ahead. Even as I said that, I realized it was quite hard to do. I'm sorry, but I don't have much time, so if you will excuse me leaving the employee in the state of shock, we walked away. Talk to Muddy. I don't really know what to say. That was such a surprise. It sure was a ridiculous sum of money. Even for Yukiya, 1 billion yen was no small amount. Hey, if there wasn't anyone inside XG helping Skiko, Yukiya said that we could have the contents, right, Kyo-chan? He certainly did say that. Wow, we could never accept that even if we are desperate. Even I have a conscience, you know. But well, I think we could accept 100 million yen. 就1/10了，这是1000万日元，1/10。100 million。那100 million 是100万啊，这是100哦。1 billion 是10亿，不好意思，是10亿。那就是几千人民币了，6000人民币了，6000万人民币了。That amount of money is still plenty ridiculous. 然后这个100 million 就是100万就是1亿。我操，1亿日元，10亿日元，我靠！我去，我都已经切换过了，你就不要这个发情点。No， 还是这个正常的脸耐看一点。谁进来干嘛？总不能再撤过去吧？提示稍微少了点，更多的场合是来回走来走去，看看有没有感叹号。有感叹号就说明能继续前进，如果没有感叹号，就再换地方看有没有别的 action。对，只能是这样的。那这样的话，这个 Zen HQ 就没东西了。那先回去看一下，可能要回到这个 agency 触发什么东西了啊 ？Solve 也不行 ，Solve 也不行的话，难道是回去找那个 Yuki 啊？你还要去找他？这张真的是够了。哈哈。Thanks, I hear you delivered the letter just fine. I was just about to call you to express my gratitude. It seems you've made progress then. It's not checkmate, but I think I've found the path to it. Click. Click. Oh, sorry to keep you waiting. When I got to Zena, they knew of the situation. Did you find someone? I won't tell you who, but yes, it was pretty bad. Judging from that, it probably meant there was more than one insider. Did you find anything? By the bucket load. That's a lot to get in such a short time. It was easy. I just made a humane threat. Give and take, you know. I didn't see the connection. I don't know when, where... Humane threat. Give and take. 这我还真不懂. I don't know when, where or how Tsuchiko plans to target Mr. Amabishi. They didn't have the information, probably to keep their hands clean. Instead, I found the apartment that Tsuchiko's been hiding in. It seems she's been living there since she got separated from Litsu. Oh, apartment building. Right, I will hurry there. There might be a clue of some kind. We are almost at the climax. The party will be in full swing soon. Of course, the toast comes at the end of the party. I will have to open some special brandy for the occasion. 白兰地 I will stick to plum soda. Plum soda. 这 plum 是梅子是吧 ？soda 汽水，梅子汽水。I'd rather not end up in an ambulance. 好，这个 Q 奖不能喝酒的。That was incredible, you know. A whole 1 billion yen, 11亿日元。It's actually rather embarrassing to offer mere loose change as an apology. Huh? It was far too little. Even a trillion yen. Trillion yen, yeah. 这个还真的很难办。Billion 是10的9次吧？还不止吧 ？Million 是100万呀，是10的9次方？对啊，10的9次方，那就10的12次方。10的12次方是多少？1万亿。A trillion yen can't buy you a single piece of candy on the other side. Nothing can compensate the debt. But still, you wanted to protect them, right? You can't compensate the lives taken by the weapons you make. You don't give out money every time someone dies either. You give 1 billion yen away because the issue concerns your staff. As you said, the staff here are your family. You were compensating for their crimes, trying to protect them. Well, you sure are good, Mr. Detective. I concede defeat. Don't tell my staff about it. I need to retain my dignity. My dignity. So, is that all? I'll be off then. Thanks for the help. We'll drop by if anything comes up. It would be nice if you were to help me out once in a while. 每次这句话 Right, we should be off too. 然后出现一个新的地方了是吧？这个 Tsukiko's apartment. Front of the apartment. 要是这张如果有那个探索的话，那这张是确实很长了，那可能还有2期。Tsukiko, I wonder if she's here. 肯定不在。Given all that's happened, I don't think that's very likely. But I do think we will be able to find some new information here. If we keep loitering around, she may notice us. Let's head straight for her room. Stay close to me, Mari. Yeah, got it. Roger. 哦，还挺干净的。There's not much here, but it's a really cute room. This room could be set up by an accomplice who made it all girly. No, I don't think so. I think this room was probably set up by Tsuchiko. Why do you think so? Well, when she was in this room, she'd want to feel like a girl, right? I mean, continuously hating someone must get tiring. Of course, Mari didn't really have a foundation to her logic. Even so, I couldn't shake the feeling she was right. I read through the note that Skiko had written, time to sort things out. It seems that in a different future, we put a stop to Skiko's plan. Oh, different future. It says Detective Kyosuke Ayana prevented me from killing Evsei. Right, so then Skiko is a criminal. Skiko wrote this note to her past self so that she wouldn't fail again. The power of chronokinesis sought out includes telekinesis too. She would have been able to use a ballpoint pen to write on this memo. So she wrote a note to herself to change her own actions. That's correct. Do you think that's related to her coming to our office? One reason would be to stop us doubting her. She wanted her to think she used psychometry, not chronokinesis. She also came with us to the Xenon employee's estate. By playing a victim, she gained our trust even further. But she might have died too then. I used chronokinesis to get out. Skiko could have done the same. If it had come to it, I'm sure she would have. There's also something else written here. This is the important part. I myself didn't know this, and this is why she failed. At some point, we learned to perceive each other's chronokinesis. Perceive, as in notice. Yes, originally I couldn't sense Tsukiko's use of chronokinesis. Likewise, Tsukiko couldn't sense when I use it. But you got to a point where you can. It seems so. In a different future, I noticed her chronokinesis before she could mine. She could mine. Because of this, I had superiority then and was able to stop Skiko's plan. How can you get to the point where you can sense chronokinesis being used? It says you need correct information on the other person's character. 这好复杂. You have to reach a level of understanding about the other person. Oh, I get it. I didn't get it. That's why Skiko came to our office, although it was a dangerous move. She came to know me so she could perceive my chronokinesis. Perceive, 理解. What about you? Can't you perceive hers too? The memo says you need correct information. Her name was about all the correct information Skiko gave us. Everything else was a load of rubbish, including how she acted. Was it okay for her to tell us her name then? I don't think it was okay. She probably wanted to protect Li Zi. She wanted to make a point she was doing it on her own. It was her way of showing Li Zi had nothing to do with it. Since Skiko left us, it must mean that she's collected enough information. Skiko can now perceive my use of chronokinesis. I will have to use more direction in my use of it from here onwards. Also, there's a time written in the corner. It says 1802. Time? Oh, what was that for? That note was sent from the future, right? The Skiko from the future would know Mr. Amabishi's schedule. Yeah, I see. Skiko would have already known where the crime was to take place. This was telling her when the most suitable time to carry out the crime is. Knowing when it will happen makes it easier to protect Mr. Amabishi. Thinking about the current state of things, it's most likely that Skiko will go directly for Mr. Amabishi instead of using chronokinesis. I should explain this to Muddy whilst sorting these things out. In any case, Muddy had been the perfect assistant just now. That was really smart of you, thanks. It helped a lot. Yeah, what is it? I want to save Skiko. Save her. The words out of Muddy's mouth were so unexpected that I didn't catch on. Looking around this room made me really think it must have been tough for her to live carrying all that hate. I want her to live a better, loving, positive life. So let's finish this case. I don't know what will happen with the trials or the punishment, but I want us to help her so she can be at peace. Maybe I'm being too optimistic. Muddy was serious. Yukiya would have dismissed this as being idealistic. He would have asked, if as a result of taking pity on your enemy, you were unable to protect what was dear to you, what then? I would have no words, because I knew he would be right. That being said, Muddy's hope, her wish to save her friend, it wasn't a mistake either. Yukiya's taking a gamble on me, in which case I should do the same. I'm going to take a gamble on Muddy's ideals. I said, I will make it happen. I will accomplish my work without hurting anybody and make people happy. Without hurting anybody. Of course, I have to consider Skiko to be a part of that too. Don't worry, I will finish this case without hurting Skiko either. Q 讲 Besides, Skiko's our client too. There's no reason to leave her out. Oh. Come on, let's get on with our work for Skiko's sake too. I love you, Q 讲 If you are proposing to me, save it for later when we are done. Yeah, hey wait, why should I propose? It should be the reverse. It should be the reverse. I never knew why girls insisted on this. I never knew either. To me, the results are the same. 哦，就结束了是吧？那两个只要看一个就行。A certain day, 5:02 p.m. Zena HQ conference room. Blah blah. 也刚刚还有一条没看嘛 ，beep。所以那两条其实一样。Hello, it's a pleasure to speak with you, madam. I presume this is the boy from IXG who has an offer for me. I would much prefer it if you did refer to me my title rather than boy. I don't have time to remember every boy's title. Allow me to introduce myself again. I'm IXG Japanese emissary. Emissary 什么意思？感觉很重要，我来查一下吧。这个游戏不要想太多，这个它故事怎么告诉你的，你就怎么去分析，就不要额外去节外生枝，去靠自己的想象。想如果怎么样，如果这个发生会怎么样，如果这个发生会怎么样，然后你这样的话就会找到一堆矛盾。这种超能力的作品一般都会出现这个问题，所以不要想太多。Emissary 意思是使者。Allow me to introduce myself again. I'm IXG, Japan's emissary. What about you trying to say? Excuse me, I don't use Japanese much. I may have misunderstood you. Madam, you have a brilliant mind. I am sure you know what I mean. However, if you are worried, I can repeat myself in English. It's fine. IXG Japan's emissary. It must be a splendid position, although I must say I was not informed someone held that title. Like a lizard's tail. Lizard's tail. When it's caught apart from the lizard, it continues to move on its own. If you catch my drift. Just how long have IXG been reptiles for? Reptiles. I wouldn't go as far as to say that, nor what I say is entirely wrong. You have a talent for a speech. Have you ever tried being a host? Thank you for the compliment, but I make a better businessman. And right now I want to take business with you. Are you sure you haven't made a mistake? I am no trader, you know. 这女的是谁啊？她叫 Madam. However, you do have your own things to gain and to lose. What do you mean? Concerning my position, there is one more thing I forgot to mention. Just a little while ago, I started acting as an agent for Amabishi's CEO. You have a poor sense of humor. I believe you know me well enough to know I don't lie. Nice try, boy. There isn't a businessman alive who doesn't lie. Oh, there isn't a businessman alive who doesn't lie. 说得好。Quite right. However, I'm currently stating the truth. While I'm being honest, I suppose I might as well be forward to you. A one-on-one fight is interesting in and of itself, but personally I feel this could be a little more thrilling. What do you say? Wouldn't a third party make this all the more interesting? Wedging yourself into a duel is boorish. I don't see the fun in it. It may appear in that way, but I assure you, you will be entertained. So then, what is it you want? I think I should rather be asking you that. Tell me, what do you consider profitable for yourself? What do you intend to do when I tell you? Whilst I can't say I'm particularly fond of what you are trying to do, I don't intend to start a lesson on morals here. Good, I'd much prefer it if you didn't. I'm representing IXG Japan and Amabishi's CEO at the moment. I'm sure you can imagine how negotiating with me could be to your favor. Let's talk about business. I'm sure we can find a way where we can both profit from this. 应该结束了，还没结束。A certain day, 5:49 p.m. Zena HQ entrance. Yukiya. Upon noticing Yukiya at the Zena HQ, I called out to him. 看第三章是真的没有密室逃脱，就是剧情啊。He finished up talking to a subordinate and then came over. How are things looking? It was a straightforward question. There was no time to waste. I'm sure you know by now, but Skiko won't be using chronokinesis. This information is meant to be limited to Xena and IXG, but chronokinesis won't be used within this building. That's our presumption. Of course, the longer this gets drawn out, the riskier it gets. What do you mean? I don't really get it. Marty was always slow on the uptake, but this was difficult to understand. Of course, it would be better if Marty understood, but from looking around the front of the building, I could feel the tension. Do I have the time to explain things to Marty? Should I explain to Marty? 我靠，这不会选，这选项不会很关键吗？我还就不解释。There's no time to explain. To be honest, I don't have time to explain. If I could get through this without explaining, I would, but Marty is my assistant. She needs to know to help me in this. Rather than wasting time thinking this over, I will just explain it to her. 果然，你无论选什么，发展是一样的，不会出现就是你选了这个选项导致最后出现另外一个结局，没这可能。Marty, I'm going to explain everything so listen up. Sure, I won't miss a thing. Skiko has had access to a lot of IXG buildings until now with help. I don't know how she plans on getting into Xena, but she can get in. Yukiya. He suddenly interjected with a serious, heavy tone in his voice. She can get into the Xena building with ease. Skiko's supporters have that much authority. I will explain later. Those people must be family to Yukiya too. I'm sure it's hurting him. Once Yukiya knows who's working with Skiko, he can cut their ties. After he does that, Skiko will no longer be able to get into Xena. If she can't get in, she can't use chronokinesis there. I see, she can't change the past from a place she can't get to. Exactly. There's no guarantee, so it's still a risk to work off of this assumption. It's certainly a risk, but there is one bit of good news. Skiko does not currently have a gun. All of the murderers used guns, so it wouldn't be a surprise if she had one. The people cooperating with Skiko sent her 6 guns. The police have currently collected 5 guns from the crime scenes. I found the last gun in the building just before this. I assumed she was planning to shoot Afse with the hidden gun. Well, she could still have a knife or two, but she has no firearms. She has some self-defense training, but it won't be a threat. Next, I will give you the bad news. We believe Skiko is already inside Xena's HQ. Xena HQ. I'd taken measures against it, but I didn't make it in time. However, that's not necessarily a bad thing, is it? If we close the exits, she will be like a mouse caught in a trap. I figured you'd say that. Afse said the same, actually. Mr. Amabishi did. First, we got all the employees out. We don't want them hurt. Then, with permission from Amabishi, I got someone from IXG, but there weren't really many people I could call upon. Our opponent is a strong psychic. I needed the best of my specialists. There are few, so we can't surround the building and corner her at once. As for Abse, he's the sole person remaining in the building. Why is he in there? Oh, don't misunderstand. Abse suggested it himself. Skiko won't try and get away whilst she knows Abse is in the building. If we are to confront her, might as well do it in a place of our advantage. Abse wants to settle this dispute as quickly as possible. I understand how he feels. I'd do the same in his position. Even though he wasn't involved, the human tests must play on his mind. Where inside the building is Mr. Amabishi? Inside the vault. The vault? It's not a metaphor. A genuine vault, the kind you can fit a person in. A vault? 这是难道不是这 vault? A vault 拱顶，这种不是跳马的意思，拱顶吧？ I'm sure Skiko won't be able to get in. However, she tries. His entry to the building was shown off, but she won't know where he is. Is he safe? Not entirely. A vault isn't designed for humans to stay inside. There's no airflow. Sooner or later, he will die from a lack of oxygen. He has some oxygen cylinders from the lab, but that won't last long. Yukiya, you have to. As I said earlier, this would Afsei's idea. We could check on him from time to time, but that would be risky. He told us, whatever happens, don't open the door until it's over. He feels responsible. It's his way of making up for what's happened. We can't communicate with him when he's inside. He says he will think of new business plans while he meditates. Alright, but who's controlling Amabishi now, with their CEO gone? He assigned a representative, namely myself. But Yukiya, you are IXG's branch office president secretary, yes, but he still requested me. He was quite forceful, but by the time I knew it, I only had to sign a paper. He prepared it all beforehand. Seems so. He could have greatly overestimated me through. I suppose that means he's really serious about resolving this case. If you are in charge of both parties, you'd have better control here. Looks like efficiency isn't all he thought about. It's been a lot of help for me to make threats in negotiations. Threats? Right, although my position will disappear when things end, the fact that Afsei gave it to me means I have Amabishi's support. Anyway, be assured that I have your back. You concentrate on your job. Even if you hadn't said that, I'd get it done. Is it okay for me to get into the building? I have no reason to stop you, given you are the only one that can stop her. Right, I'm going then. Marty is coming too. Can I? Oi, you can't be taking a young lady into a place like that. Young lady. Marty is my excellent assistant. Of course, I will take her with me. And I won't be able to bring this case to a close without her help. She had a role to play. Oh! Well, I can't meddle in the ways other people do business. Are you going to take the weapon? We have a full selection. Full selection? That's against the law, isn't? It's not a problem. There are certain loopholes and ways to silence people. Are your reasoning make it sound like there's a problem? I don't really enjoy pointing guns at women and children. This will be more than enough. I indicated towards my right arm. Your arm? This arm is pretty sturdy, do you think? To the point where even a tank won't be able to make a scratch. Then there's no problem. However, there's something I want you to prepare. Given your position as Amabishi representative, you will be able to do it. I will help you out. But first, the custom item you requested has been made. Custom item? Thanks. This just may be the deciding factor. Make sure to put it to good use. So what else do you need? I told Yukiya the details about what I needed and then entered the building. 然后这章应该结束了吧？还没结束。Right, now then. 所以他不告诉你他要什么东西了，全部给你做伏笔。最后一章这个男主就疯狂表现什么 ？Hello, yes, this is Yukiya. I'm glad you picked up the phone. You wanted me to speak to me directly, right then. If you will excuse my bad manners, I'm glad you bit the bait. This was sooner than expected. The madam has been persuaded. You do know who's next, 李子。A certain day, 5:58, Xena HQ entrance. 他们进来了是吧？ The building is so tall and wide, I would take ages to search. Alright, what about the security cameras? Skiko might be on them. I asked Yuki about that before we came in here. To avoid information leaks, you need a password to look at the cameras. The password has been changed. They are in the middle of analyzing it. Whether it was via an insider or chronokinesis, Skiko changed it. Then we have no choice but to search every nook and cranny. There's no way we can do that, but I have an idea. Help me set it up. Okay. The place Yukiya mentioned should be around here. Kyo-chan, what's up? Thank you for bringing me with you. I wanted to be able to speak to Skiko at least one more time. Didn't you hear me? I needed my assistant. This is work. Yeah, we will leave it at that. There's nothing to leave. That's just how it is. Look here, the conference room. It seems like a good place for our plans, a place for discussion. If everything was the norm, that is, but it will have to do. What are you saying? Your expressions are like an open book. That's why I'm not telling. Kyo-chan, in what way do you look at me? I'm doubting your love. I think I've got a pretty good idea, but how I view Mari. But sorry, but I need you to go along with me now. But I do want your opinion opinion on something. Care to listen? Of course, your capable assistant is on fire today. This doesn't seem too bad. We will use this place. I will start setting up. Tell me what do you think? Roger. 哦，终于可以存档了是吧？还没结束是吧？那这章先到这儿啊。我靠，这第3章还没结束，可以啊。